Let's talk about toxic crystals for a small series that I like to call Don't Lick That. Now, you can buy these crystals. You can go on Etsy and purchase them. So I just want you to be mindful so you know what you're working with. I'm not telling you not to use them or not to buy them. I just think it's important to be mindful of toxicity of crystals, especially this first one, which is cinnabar. Let me show you a photo of it. So let's have a look at the first one here. This is cinnabar, and cinnabar has mercury in it. And fun fact, it was once used as a pigment. So you should very rarely be handling this mineral. And you should definitely not be putting it in water, touching it, letting kids near it. Be very, very cautious with this mineral. Next up is galena. I'm leaving the actual website's name up here because that's where I pulled the image from. I could not find a good one on Google Images. Galena has lead in it as well, so be careful because galena is also, just like cinnabar, can be found trace in other minerals. Not uncommon to see galena with pyrite and quartz. And lastly, not a lot of people realize how dangerous malachite can be in its rough formation. It is beautiful. It has this velvety kind of texture when it's nice and high grade. But again, this can be very toxic when you're touching it, have your hands in it. It's actually quite toxic to carve, just like tiger's eye is. So people that do carve this mineral usually have to wear protective gear if they're being safe. Now, mainly when you're handling any form of crystal, you want to know what you're handling and is the dust potentially toxic. There's a lot of crystals like tiger's eye that when you are cutting or polishing them, they have asbestos in them. So you want to know what you're working with. If you're doing more than just selling polished crystals, especially if you're selling rough crystals or if you're collecting those rough crystals. Now, malachite, once it's polished, is relatively safe because everything's locked in. The polish seals everything in for the most part. But I don't want you cutting into it, okay? Because then you crack it open, you crack open the dust inside. And rough malachite can make people very, very sick, feel lightheaded. If they're handling it and getting a lot of the dust. That's why people who carve these minerals or polish them have to wear special respirators when they are working with minerals, or they should. So be mindful of these minerals when you are collecting crystals or selling crystals. And I hope you enjoyed my first edition of Don't Lick That. And if you would like more crystals that you should not lick, go ahead and like and comment below and I can do some more.